Hey guys, Zach here. I know it's called football, joining you after Arsenal beat Leicester City again. Another 2-0 victory for Leicester. That's 6 points off the former champions. I think the last time we took 6 points off of them actually was the season they won the title, as a matter of fact. So, is there a chance we win? No, I'm kidding. It was a fantastic game, man. Really, it's almost like the games are getting better and better to watch. The players' performances, the way the team is being set up, the way you see Arteta on the sideline orchestrating things, and it's so exciting right now to watch this Arsenal team. And I mean, I had a smile on my face. Not the whole game, obviously. There's a couple challenges, of course. I got up off the couch, I screamed a little bit here and there, but I mean, it's good to watch Arsenal again. And there's a couple spells during this season and the last couple years, of course. I mean, since Arteta came in, he had a plan, and me, I was optimistic at times. A lot of the times, it seemed like, here's a man speaking about what he would like to do. He doesn't have the experience to do it. Things get a little rough. We're on a losing streak, or we're losing to teams that we should be beating, and you think, okay, this is a man who knows how to speak, but can he translate that to the team, and can the team translate that to performances on the pitch? And at the moment, he is doing that. The way you see the players with the one touch football, the fluidity, the cohesiveness and togetherness in this squad. I feel at the moment we could really beat anyone, and who else to test our grit than Liverpool on Wednesday? That's going to be a fantastic game to watch. Thankfully, I'll be able to with work. I do miss the odd game every once in a while, and luckily I'll come home and watch watch the replay, and I'll get my analysts my analyzing there. But to be able to sit down and watch it live, react on Twitter and see what's going on, also it's fantastic. I can only imagine what it's like to be at the Emirates and what that atmosphere will be like on Wednesday. I do want to mention the fans yesterday. So good, supportive, 12th, 13th, 14th, 15th man. I mean, they were fantastic, singing the whole game. It's just brilliant to hear. And as I always say, a big shout out to the fans that are there supporting this Arsenal team, and all the ones that have been there really through the hardships this season. But again, the performance showing us exactly what this team is capable of, and hopefully we can go to the Emirates on Wednesday and put a performance in against Liverpool, who, I mean, we have five in a row. I'm not sure if they've won more than five in a row, but when you look at that league table, Liverpool, Chelsea, Arsenal, all check marks, all five wins in the past five, and of course Chelsea, a team we have to play. Also, Spurs we have to play, Man United we have to play. So, no point in saying we've done anything yet, because when you have to play teams like that, despite what Man United might look like, and yes, perhaps they're a bit out of form, but you look at the Spurs and United game, and whenever you get a clash of teams in the top six, you do tend to get a different. I'm not quite sure how to put it, but the teams do play differently. Maybe City are going to roll over teams like Arsenal, or how they did against Man United. Liverpool can do the same, but really, when you look at what's on the table, top four, Arsenal, I think, should be pushing for that third spot, as Lee Dixon said a couple weeks ago. Actually, forget about United, forget about Spurs. Look to catch up to Chelsea, because if we do win the next two games, or however it goes, I mean, Chelsea are going to be playing. We have two games at hand on Chelsea, three on United. We're already ahead of them. A game in hand on Spurs, who are 6 points behind us at the moment. They are lost. Tottenham Hotspur, they are lost in the dust, and I can only hope we go and smash them. And I don't know when that game's going to be. I mean, you look at the fixtures, the games that have been postponed and are being rescheduled. I mean, from what I see, in my opinion at least, is that they're going to save that game for very, very late. And I think they're probably looking for viewership, and it's going to be a very important game in the top four race. Banking on the fact that neither Arsenal or Spurs really start to screw things up in these past couple of games. I think maybe, what is it, 12, 13 games left in the season. So a lot to play for, lots of points. Those 6 points right now we're ahead of Spurs could mean absolutely nothing in, let's say, 3 or 4 weeks. Again, international break coming up soon. So, yeah, Arsenal, a lot of games, man. A game on Wednesday, a game on Saturday, and Boy, it's going to be an important stretch of fixtures. Again, it's Liverpool. It's going to be extremely difficult. I mean, like I said, I do fancy us against Liverpool. I mean, why not? We've won the last five. We've been playing fantastic, and yes, it's not beating City. We're not beating a team in Europe at the moment, but the performances are there, and the way you see the team being set up, and I'm not sure who mentioned it exactly, but Arteta on the sideline is sort of like it's like an orchestra, really, the way he's there, and the way these players are going. And of course it's the individual talent that wins the tackles, that puts the through ball in. It's Ramsdale making the saves. It's nothing to do with Arteta, but I think the confidence he puts in these players to say, go out there, this is what I would like you to do, and if they have to do it their own way, then so be it. They had the talent to do that. You see the way Thomas Partey has been moving on the ball, the back heels, Odegaard, the back heels, the way they move, Lacazette, Saka, they're so comfortable in this way that they're set up on the pitch. The passing yesterday was phenomenal. That last 10 minutes, yeah, Leicester had a lot of the ball in the over the course of the game. I mean, I think we were out of possession, really. I think Leicester had most of it, but we were up 2-0. Let them come break us down. We have one of the best defenses in the league at the moment. 121 corners. We haven't conceded a single goal from a corner this season. Jesus, I'll knock on wood for that, because boy, Van Dijk, Joel Matip coming up, you never know what those guys can do on a corner or a set piece, but it's fantastic the way we're playing defensively. The only team, in fact, not to concede a goal from a corner this season. And yeah, all credit due to the players, to the staff, excuse me, and to the coaches, and the way we're set up. Man, I feel like I'm repeating myself. I'm happy to be watching Arsenal again, and I have a big smile on my face when we're playing, and hopefully I have a smile on my face against Liverpool. Things we need to work on. And I was thinking to myself, talking to a guy I work with, actually, when it comes to sort of these little mistakes we may make. I think Granit Xhaka probably number one when it comes to silly mistakes, and mistakes maybe leading to a goal, or a red card, something like that. But there's a couple of them, really. I think Gabriel a couple times, even yesterday. When Martinelli just decided to toe poke the ball out, I think he was trying to be a little too cheeky, letting the ball try to run out, and Gabriel is probably the second one. Maybe Thomas Partey every once in a while, a couple passes that you just think, could be doing a little better, and you see that class from Thomas Partey. I mean, him and Odegaard yesterday, the Madrid kid. I mean, it's brilliant. It is brilliant to watch those two on the ball. I mean, Martin Odegaard, I cannot praise this man enough. The fact that people wanted James Maddison, paying $80 million for James Maddison. I mean, I'd rather spend that $80 million. Forget the $80 million. I'd rather burn that $80 million than to get James Maddison over Martin Odegaard. He's just proved his worth. I mean, the fact that we got him for 30, whatever it was, $35 million, absolute steal, and he's finding this form under Arteta in this team. He moves everything. I mean, he is the guy pulling the strings in that midfield. He's just brilliant. The work rate, the passes, the connection, the recovery runs, the way he works defensively, it's fantastic. I think I had a quote here from Mikel Arteta on Odegaard. He said he was terrific again today in every aspect. What he had to do in defending, when we were high, when we were deep, in build-up phases, in the final third. The way he understands and manages the game when we needed, he makes the other players better, I think. And I couldn't agree with that more. His link-up with Saka is getting better and better with Thomas Partey. With Granit Xhaka coming into that number 8 role more, and getting onto the ball a little more. It's brilliant. It is just brilliant to watch Martin Odegaard on the pitch, and I couldn't be any more of a fan of watching him play it, and we are really, really lucky to have him at this football club, I think. I just want to touch on what Granit Xhaka said on Thomas Partey after the game. He said he criticized himself very hard, I think, but he's fit. He's healthy. He's so important for us. You can see his qualities without the ball, with the ball, and everything starts from him. I'm enjoying being part of the midfield with him. And yeah, I mean, imagine playing alongside Thomas Partey, the octopus. That name, I mean, you can see why he has that name. The way he can stretch out his legs and win the ball, the way he moves under pressure, the little heel flicks, the way he can move the ball, the cutback passes. I mean, it's really, really fantastic. I'm running out of adjectives here, guys, to describe my opinion on these two gentlemen and just the whole team in general. I mean, Cedric Suarez has come in. I mean, it wasn't but maybe 1 or 2 months ago when we saw Cedric Suarez's name on the team sheet. I've even read tweets that said, if I see Cedric Suarez on that team sheet, I'm not going to watch the game. I mean, it's been to that extreme, and you have to say these games where he's been filling in for Tomiyasu, he's been very, very good. He's been good defensively. He gets forward. He probably gets forward more than Tomiyasu, in my opinion. And, Tomiyasu, overall, the better player, the one I would prefer. I don't think, but that's a headache you're willing to have, especially as a manager. Who do you pick? I mean, Nicolas Pepe has come on. When he has come on, he's made a difference. Maybe yesterday didn't have enough time to make a difference exactly, but you can't start him over Bukayo Saka no matter what form he's in right now. Saka is running the show. I mean, he's the best young player in the league, in my opinion. Then you have Emile Smith-Rowe. He's just come back from COVID, a little injury. He's come on, made a difference. I mean, it's I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say. I'm just full of praise for these players and this coach. I'm so happy the way Arsenal are playing, and I really, really hope we can finish in a Champions League spot, because it's going to mean a lot for us in terms of revenue, in terms of players willing to come in. It's already obvious that Mikel Arteta has a very, very good talent ID. The way Benjamin White has come in, Aaron Ramsdale's come in. He pushed for Martin Odegaard. He wanted Martin Odegaard to come, and I'm excited to see who he has for his options as strikers. We see the rumors going around. He wants to bring in 2 strikers and a central midfielder. I think you can certainly have an upgrade at that number 8 position. There's certainly better players to play in that position than Granit Xhaka. I don't want him to leave. I don't think selling Granit Xhaka is the best idea, because I've said this before. I've always said this. Granit Xhaka is one of my favorite players at Arsenal. And to say that publicly on Twitter, especially, the shit that I get, I mean, people love, and what can you say? He makes mistakes, yeah, but when you talk about leader and leadership qualities that he is a true leader. Jack Wilshere was just talking about this. I saw a quote. I wish I picked it up, but I just read it, and it made me happy. It made me smile, because it's true. He is a leader, and people look up to him in that squad, especially the team that is so young, like Arsenal, youngest team in the Premier League. And I'm excited to see who Mikel Arteta thinks is worthy enough to play for this Arsenal squad. And speaking of worthy, a very heavy word, I think, but when you see that starting 11, it's very much unchanged at that starting 11 the past couple of weeks for all the games that we've had. And I think, in my opinion, this is the team with these 11 players is the team with the most grit, the most hunger, because these guys, Mikel Arteta could have signed a lot of people, but he chose these players. He chooses these players to go out on the pitch, and they're the ones with the most balls, the most grit to go out and play and show their worth. And you see it defensively. Benjamin White, the tackle that he made. Gabriel again yesterday was immense. Kieran Tierney was fantastic going forward, especially. And I've touched on Cedric Suarez. The whole team, they're playing so well, and I'm repeating myself. I have to wrap this video up here, so let me just wrap it up. And I just want to touch on this real quick. Players like Thomas Partey, Gabriel Martinelli, Kieran Tierney, and hopefully Tomiyasu to follow. You see these players struggling for fitness very, very, Thomas Partey especially when he come in, injury after injury, being rushed back a little too early, getting injured again, and now he's found his fitness. Gabriel Martinelli has found his fitness. Kieran Tierney is now up to date with fitness in the Premier League. That Premier League fitness is very, very unique, I think. It's such a hard league to play in. And now when I see Martinelli in a full sprint, Thomas Partey, 80th minute or so, in the last 10 minutes of the game, full sprint going forward on one of our counterattacks, I no longer grimace when I see, because it used to be, oh, look at this, he's in a full sprint, only a matter of time till they're injured. Kieran Tierney along the same lines. Excuse me. And I think when Tomiyasu hits that level, it's going to be very, very good for us when we no longer have to worry about these players nursing an injury or being pushed back too early because we don't have a suitable replacement in that position. And so you guys let me know what you think. Especially with the Cedric Tomiyasu debacle, I guess. Does Tomiyasu come right back into the squad? In my opinion, I don't think Mikel Arteta would do that. He can be fit and back training. I would like to see him against Liverpool. I'm not saying it'd be my choice, but I'm not sure Mikel Arteta would do that. Diego Jota is such a threat down that left hand side, and hopefully Cedric Suarez can keep him quiet. But look, very, very difficult. I mean, this is a player who's fantastic in the air as well. So we'll have to see. And again, defensively, we're very sound. So it's a great time to have to play a team like Liverpool. I wanted to touch on Lacazette a little bit. He's directly involved in 10 goals now in the last 11 appearances, 3 goals, 7 assists. He did get that. I remember hearing a stat at the beginning of the game that he's never gone 10 games without a goal for Arsenal. Just so happens, a penalty. I think it was a penalty, as a matter of fact. Yeah, it grazed his fingers, but still, it took enough off the ball to not go in the back of the net. Scores the penalty. And there you go. I mean, stuff like that just sort of happens. So, guys, thanks very much for watching. If you've made it this far, I do really appreciate it. Please let me know what your thoughts are in the comments. Hit me up on Twitter. That's always down in the description. Let me know your thoughts. Hit me up. Let me know if you want to come on and talk. I'm always welcome to having someone on my channel. Just shoot the shit, whatever you'd like to talk about. Guys, thanks very much again for watching. I will see you when I see you.